Some of you may remember an event that took place back in elementary school. Once a year, the book fair came to the building with a boatload of books for our grimy little baby hands. There are classics there, such as the I Survived books, the Warriors, but besides that, there was an even better set of books that were the most coveted. The Minecraft Handbooks. In each one of these books, Mojang explains different elements of the game, such as nerd stuff, basic knowledge, war crimes, and the Cool Kid book. The book we're going to look more into today is the Minecraft Construction Handbook. In it, I'm going to construct some of the creations and then improve them, since some of these are a bit basic. They're alright, but the point is to try and teach the reader how to use basic building skills. There are difficulties with the build, so I will be going from easy to hard, and one build from each difficulty. The first thing I'm going to do is build the house, which is the first tutorial in the book. The instructions were a bit hard to follow because there were no dimensions at all, but I did manage to figure it out. I tried to make it as close as possible to the original design. This is what the finished product looks like, and yeah, it's not the best. Here's why. The main things I wanted to teach in this video are depth, block variation, and shape. The build lacks heavily on depth and has less than average block variation, but it does have a decent shape, which I do want to emphasize that I do like it. The rest is a bit doo-doo. Let's improve on it, shall we?
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
I wanted to preserve some of the assets of the house, so I didn't abandon it too much. I knew I had to keep the balcony, the shape, the backyard, and at some points, the blocks used in the first version. The main thing I wanted to improve upon was the depth, because the original build was extremely flat and it needed some work. I moved the logs out to fix this issue. The other thing that needed depth and variation work was the roof. The original roof used the same blocks as most of the build, and to contrast this, I used spruce and cobblestone instead. With the backyard, the pool needed to be a bit elevated since this is a super flat world, so this garden now has an above ground pool. I liked what was happening with the flowers, so I kept those, and I did a bit of work on the workstation thingy from the OG build. And finally, the tree. I wanted to make my own, and I think it does look good. Anyway, next tutorial. This is more of an interior than exterior, but there were small little minuscule pieces of work done to the exterior. I've always sort of had a soft spot for this build in particular, and there were parts of it that I love, and then there are things that I hate. Besides that, allow me to build it, and let's get a closer look. Alright, so the build is complete, and I have quite a few things to say about it. First off, thank you Mojang for the dimensions. I would not have known exactly what to do without them. Secondly, to cancel out the compliment, the exterior is actual garbage. Flat, barely any variation, and just plain. Nothing outstanding about it at all. With the interior, however, it looks pretty nice. I like the aesthetic and it feels majestic. Like I mentioned before, there are parts that I love, and one of those things would have to be the wooden beams. They're good looking, and give the building a good structure. The pillars are alright and could use some detailing, and I do like the throne as well, but it could also use some work. The lighting is pretty cool. Without further ado, let's start fixing this fixer-upper. Alright, so first off, I doubled the size. Mainly because I'm a firm believer that if you're gonna have a throne room, you need a castle. I built a small castle and tried to completely revamp the original design. I didn't add too much detail, mainly because the main event is on the inside. I'm pretty happy with how this came out, to be honest, but there are things I would change in the future, namely the throne, because the space I made for it was a bit too small. I like the original room because of how royal it felt, and I think I captured that. I also wanted to do something interesting with the lighting, so I had the lights slowly raise as you went down the hall. I also changed the pillars to make them a bit more detailed and installed diamond accents on them. I feel like a problem I ran into was that the room itself was too short, and this effect would probably work better if it was a bit taller. All in all, I believe this revamp was a success. Next build. Okay, so the last build of the day is going to be a wooden roller coaster. This may be hard to improve, but I do have some ideas as to what I can do. In this one, there are 2 parts that you can add to it, so I'm going to add both. So let's do it. There's not really much I can say about this. It's just a roller coaster, but it does look pretty cool. I think they did a really good job designing it, and I think that it rides pretty well, and I'll just let you see that for yourself. You know, I was thinking about how I could redo this in a better fashion. And then it hit me. I don't really have to change anything. I just have to keep the track the same idea. So what I did? Well, I'll just show you. No time lapse necessary. Enjoy. You know, the title of this video is a bit of a lie. Mojang didn't intend you to build any of these. Instead, they want you to expand your ideas while teaching some basic building skills to work on. They want you to develop ways of constructing things in this game. Some of the tutorials in this book are empty on the inside. Mojang wants you to build something yourself and let your interest grow. Multiple houses, castles, and boats built by experts are shown to inspire the reader in what they can do without instructions one day. In the end, the things in this book are meant for beginners, and it wanted to show in this video what can be done in this amazing game. I'm not the best builder either, there's still some skills I'm working on, but the beauty of learning a new skill is that you get better and better at it as you go on. What I would suggest you do if you own one of these books, try upgrading one of these builds on your own. It shows progress and it's good practice. If you don't own down, or you just don't like anything in the book, just keep building. Expand your skills, share ideas, find inspiration. This game has so much potential, and building is such a core element, especially with access to the internet. There are plenty of creators on this platform who teach building skills, and there are even some subreddits that do that as well. I'll link a few of those in the description. But in Minecraft, the world is your oyster, and the point of it is that you can do anything you want. Take advantage of that. And thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.